Hey y'all. Well, I know no one is going to get on while I'm on. You'll probably come on later because most likely you're at work and probably can't get on. I'm a private caregiver, so I have a lot of free time. I do think I need to get me a at work job at work. Anyway, I wanted to tell y'all about nationwide insurance part two. So my last video was about my house still being the same way it was first, and how I had to kick out money for a hotel, and how unprofessional the adjuster was. And yesterday I was literally on the phone for like 5 hours, back and forth. I also have a piece of paper, front and back is filled with times, dates, and who I spoke to, if I called them or they called me back. I called my agent, which is a local agent at Nationwide, who I have to give a shout out to the people there, Shelly, Linda, Bruce Cohey and company. They are really, really good independent agent. I have no issues with them. I have an issue with the corporation of Nationwide Insurance. And your slogan says Nationwide, we're on your side. And I definitely did not feel like they were on my side. So after getting a runaround between a contractor and an adjuster making these shady remarks in reference to my pre-planned weekend trip with my family to Great Wolf Lodge, to telling me that he goes on vacation today at the end of the day. If I had any questions, basically I couldn't get in contact with him until then. I mean, he just did not give me any sense of, encouragement that my house is going to be taken care of, or me, my husband, and my daughter at least is going to be taken care of, far as having a place to lay our head instead of having to sleep on our living room couches or in our basement and on our living room on our basement furniture, waking up with headaches and also waking up with back aches because no couch is comfortable. I don't care how plush, is not comfortable. Anyway, so yesterday I was on the phone. I called my local agent and I explained to them everything that I experienced since June 1st. Today is now June 14th. So once Shelly listened to me, and I had to make sure, set a disclaimer before I started talking to let her know that the things that may come out of my mouth is not directed to her or any individual at that independent agent, but towards the customer service or just the corporation of Nationwide and the adjuster or whatever. So anyway, she understood, and I told her, and she was quite disgusted, just as much as I was. And she did some things for me. She got in contact with some people. She also told Bruce Cohey, who is the owner of that independent Nationwide in Towson on Delaney Valley Road, just in case you wanted to know. They're a great group of people, and they will work with you. Communication is key with anything, and as long as you communicate, they will help you and work with you. Which I really never had any hiccups. I mean, maybe a few times I might need a couple more days, to pay either the car insurance or something like that. But I always was within the grace period. So, I just call them up and ask them to, give me a couple more days. And they would. So anyway, after telling Shelly everything that I endured for the past 2 weeks, next thing I know, I get a call from the adjuster. I'm not going to name his name, but I get a call from the adjuster, and he's so happy-go-lucky all of a sudden now to help me with my housing situation, which I felt like when you called me on June the 1st to tell me that you wouldn't be able to have no one to come out until about June the 4th which you came out on June 5th to assess the damages, I felt like when I said to you about my bedroom and the condition it was in, that you should have set me up with temporary accommodations at that time so I wouldn't have to endure any out of pocket costs. Well, as I was saying, that I did pay for the first two hotels for a total of 7 days, which came to $666.69 that I had to pay out of my own pocket. And I was assured that I would be reimbursed once I'm finished with the hotels. Well, there seemed to be some issues with the contractor because I have to get the roof done before they can actually do my bedroom, which is the bedroom is covered by the insurance, but my roof isn't. And after almost a week, I'm waiting for the contractor to tell me how much for the roof. He never tells me until yesterday. And of course, he doesn't do financing, or they don't allow you to like put a third down and maybe pay the balance when they're done. They wanted the whole amount and right up front. Well, if I had known maybe 7 days ago that I needed the money up front, I probably would have had the money. So I had to go with another contractor and find a contractor that does either financing or allow you to put a deposit down and make payments or pay, before they get done. So anyway, so all of a sudden the adjuster was so happy-go-lucky because I snitched on his ass. Yes, I did. I snitched, call me a rat, I don't give a fuck. You not going to treat me like I'm just a nobody. I pay my mortgage on time every month. And when I pay my mortgage, you get your portion of your homeowners insurance nationwide corporation. Nationwide, you're on your side. So when I have a claim, a legitimate claim, I expect it to be handled and not to be thinking I'm trying to get over. I could have very well made up something and said the roof wasn't wear and tear. The roof is wear and tear. So I had no issue with paying for a new roof because I knew eventually it was going to have to be done. But I did not expect to be treated the way I was treated and talked to, telling me that the Great Wolf Lodge trip is on me. I knew that from the get-go because that was a pre-planned trip. I didn't need you jerk to tell me that. Not only that, you knew I had an issue with housing. Why did it have to take for Shelly to call your supervisor than for you to move your ass? So now you want to help me. So now I got a phone call from temporary accommodations. They were very, very nice. They put me, my husband, and my baby up in a nice hotel, which is almost like a little one-bedroom apartment. We have a stove where we can cook. And a full refrigerator, not a little mini refrigerator. I can bring my food from home and cook it. Don't have to worry about buying food out and stuff unless we want to. We have, like I said, we have a one-bedroom, a living room area with a pull-out sofa. Everything. I mean, it's really like a little one-bedroom apartment, and it's free. Well, I ain't gonna say it's free. I paid for it by paying my homeowners insurance. So it's coming out of my pocket, but it's not because I paid my homeowners insurance. So that's what it's for. It's for 2 weeks. So we're expecting to hopefully start the roofing work sometime early next week. And we got the temporary accommodations till the 27th of the month. And if we need it longer, then they can see if they can get an extension. Which it shouldn't be a problem if we need an extension because it's my money that I pay for my homeowner's insurance. So this is what kills me with these big insurance companies and corporations. You pay your money and they want to have stipulations on shit that they gonna cover. So, anyways, also, a temporary accommodations work with me and work with the adjuster all of a sudden. Now, like I said, the adjuster wants to be very helpful because he got snitched on. to make sure that I got my money back. So this morning when I stopped past my home to drop the baby off with my daughter so I can go to work, there was a check from FedEx overnight in the door for one of the hotels. And so the other hotel that was like almost $500, they took care of that, and that should be sent back to my bank account within the next few days, or what have you. So, I just had to let people know that if you be quiet, how they say, closed mouth don't get fed. Okay, if you be quiet about something that you really, really feel deep down that is wrong and you're being mistreated, you got to speak up. Because my next step, if nothing wouldn't have been done, was to call the insurance commissioner. And Nationwide would have been in some big trouble. But anyhow, if you're an adjuster for any type of insurance company, please don't assume a person's situation. I know everybody isn't honest, and I do know people that do fraud, but don't assume that everybody is trying to get over. I was not trying to get over. I'm not trying to get over. I just want to be back in my own home, in my own bed. That's all I wanted. I mean, it could have been a lot of stuff I said was damaged. I could have said our 46-inch TV was damaged. It wasn't. It just got a little dust on it. It might be a little crooked because when the sheetrock fell, but it ain't nothing that's wrong with it. A little nightstand, I paid a couple of dollars for that. They did pay me for that. But I could have said a lot of things. I could have said lightning struck, and then all of a sudden it fell in the roof, on the roof, and it fell. And so I can get the roof covered. I could have said anything. But I didn't. When he asked me, was the roof wear and tear? I told him, yes, it is. So, therefore, don't underestimate when you see somebody. I keep telling y'all, stop thinking I'm this little 25, 28, 29, 30-year-old woman. I'm not. And I do know a little something. And I'm not going to let nobody get over on me, especially when I know I'm right. So, all I can say is thanks to everyone that may have prayed for us, that things worked out and stuff like that. I want to shout out a friend I met on YouTube, Demetrius. Thank you so much for your encouraging words and telling me your story about what happened to you. Just thank everybody that offered anything or what have you. We are fine. Now, I didn't have a headache this morning. My back wasn't hurting. I'm just living a life. Just glad that we were able to get some results after I had to explain, which I shouldn't have had to do that in the get-go. I just felt like, being as though it took so long to come out and assess damages, he should have just mentioned, well, we're going to, your insurance covers you, accommodations for loss of use, blah, 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 whatever. Even though I still have the rest of the house, but I still shouldn't have to be subject to having to sleep in my living room or in my basement, all because they didn't want to tell me what my insurance covered. So subscribe and like. Nobody's safe with Sasha. And share the video if you need to. If it's someone that can relate to this, maybe this can help them out. Like I said, communication is key. Call your local agent or call whoever you deal with, and report people. And you don't have to be nasty about it. I wasn't nasty as I could have been, but I did speak my mind. But report people, because adjusters, contractors, some of them are in cahoots with each other, So report, write down, document, write down every time they call you, text you, whatever, you leave a voice message. I don't care if you call them and you leave them a voice message. Write that down, document it down. That's what I do. I'm real tedious about that, because when you come back at me and say, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I'll be like, bam. And I pull my paper out. And it says 6/13/18 at 3:33 p.m. Whatever. I spoke to, or so-and-so called me and said ABC. That's your documentation, so they can't say nothing. So, once again, thank you all for watching the video. Subscribe and like. Nobody's safe with Sasha. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.